Hello everyone, it's Soapy the Ferret here, and I'm back, and I'm going to be playing some more Endless Legends. If you'll remember where we left off, I was going to get up on some necrophage stuff, because they decided that they were going to get a little too expandy for my liking, and so I took it upon myself to declare war. It is my turn, and I do have these guys to move. Alright, Tychest. So what they have right now that can stop me is a Necro Drone that they've upgraded a couple times, and some Militiamen, if I'm correct. So we're gonna Siege. Sieges are nice because they reduce the amount of armor that are going to be given to these people when I attack them, which is just a generally good thing. The only problem is that it does take time to siege things, and generally you don't want to lose time. Okay. So our current fight, Necrodrone, Militia. The way reinforcements works is... I'll show you when we get in. Dismiss. Those banners that they have, I also have banners, is if you have reinforcements, they would come in at those banners. That's basically, yeah, that's the basics of it. So his reinforcements is going to be coming in at those banners, and that's about the best you can hope for. However, I've got a lot better stuff than he does, so I don't know how well this is going to go for him. So we're going to start launching. You can change the equipment on your units, which I am going to have to do, because my units are a bit not how I want them to be. With Rangers, I like to take a high damage approach, but the game sets our Rangers, because they're our starting unit, to a not high damage approach, more a higher defense than necessary, let's say, approach. So as you can see, I'm getting infected with something. That is because the necrophages have a disease, and they spread this disease, and in spreading this disease, it ends up hurting quite a good bit. Actually, in fact, killing some people, as you saw with those guys over there. They died because of this disease. The disease disappears once the fight is over. The fight's over. I've captured his city. And now... Oh, have I? Attacked. Okay, cool. I just had to attack it again. Sometimes it gets a little weird about that. And now I'm actually looking pretty good in score. My real threat at this point is the Drakenlings. Or the Draken. The Drakenlings are some of their units that I constantly call them by. Uh-oh. Here it is, boys and girls. First of all, we reached Era 2. Era 2 gives us watchtower foundations, which allow us to build watchtowers. You don't really need those as wild walkers as much as you do other places, but they do give benefits other than just being watchtowers, which allow you to see things further out. Newly trained units will now be veterans level 2 and cost more. Iron tier 2 weapons and armor are available for heroes and units. Okay. Winter has started. Oh, also, along with getting into Era 2, I can research from the second tier of the tech tree. Ooh, that was weird. So I get minus 50% on movement, minus 1 on production, on exploration, minus 1 on terrain with food, minus 1 dust on terrain with dust, minus 1 vision on expansion, city tiles, and units. Basically, winter is very, very bad for my people. Especially because my people confer a lot of benefits from the winter not being around. So, generally it is something you're going to want. And so, where was I? Yeah. So basically we have opened the second tier of the tech tree. I'm going to be getting better weapons, which will be nice for my people. Sorry about that little cut there. I had to go handle something really quick. What else do I want? I'm going to want a central market. I'm going to want Diplomat's Manse, because I want to try and get peaceful with the Draken. Imperial Highways would be good. Imperial Coinage would be good. And what last? Management Sciences. That +1 production on terrain with forest is a really good thing for me. So, as you can see, I lost a lot of gold production from all of this. You can't actually have negative food. Negative food will just tick down until you are not able to, or it will tick down until you lose, basically, people. You start losing population if your food ticks down low enough. So we're going to move our stuff around until we cannot be losing as much money as we are. We're going to bleed is basically how you should approach this. We're going to bleed, but we want to try not to bleed too much. Try and lessen the bleeding. So that's about as good as we're going to get. Our military upkeep is kind of high, which is most of the reason why this is hurting us as much as it is. And it's not even that our military upkeep is high, it's that our military upkeep is high for not having any production, any gold production, dust production, whatever you want to call it. Some people do call it gold and not dust, just because, you know, gold is the more common currency. As you can see, I'm going to be running quickly through a couple of these turns, because there's not much to do right now. Oh, Unafraid. So, he's fairly confident in his armies. Empty location. Which is good for him, and actually bad for me. I need to be upgrading my armies, which I'm not doing because I'm waiting for my alchemical alloys to be finished. I don't have enough money for that, which is bad. So from here you can see all of the resources that you have the ability to get. I'm going to be building this titanium extractor pretty soon, which is going to start getting me titanium. Here you can see your strategetic resources. I can talk to you guys about expending strategetic resources in a little bit. So down here you'll see the timers for the seasons. So the winter season should be done in 1 to 14 turns. And as turns go by, the timer ticks down 1 to 13 turns now. But until such time as it is done, until such time as winter is over, I'm going to be in a little bit of trouble. Oh, well, that's nice. So every 20 turns, this thing reappears. I don't want cost reduction for units on cities. I want money, because I have to catch up. Because I'm a little low on money right now. So we're going to reallocate a few things. And the Empire Mint should be done for that soon, so that should give me enough money to start allocating more things into different places. Basically, that's what this game is. This game is about reallocating population reallocating troops, all that good stuff. Your entire point in this game is to make sure that you are in a position that you can be flexible and adapt. Omana and Garrett have birthed me new people. So what we're going to do is we're going to try and be flexible. By being flexible, in order to be flexible, we are going to have to change up how we go about doing things. I'm going to make a new borough street. It's going to be here. Or should it be? Should it be up there? Yeah, you know what? We're going to make a borough street here. Our next couple borough streets are probably going to be here and here, so that I can surround this district and level it up one so that my disapproval is not as high. Because right now my disapproval is exceptional. People are really unhappy with how I'm running this place. So reallocation. Since my main place is making so much money, I don't have to produce as much dust in other places. I can instead use it for production or food production. And when certain little things finish up, I'll get even more bonuses from these other smaller cities, like the Empire Mint over here that I'm going to want done. And they'll give me little boosts. So we've got a titanium extractor and a glass steel extractor. Every turn, you get one for every extractor. So right now I've got a glass steel extractor, and it's giving me one glass steel a turn. Now I'm getting one titanium a turn. And actually, we're also getting a lot of people. So that's good. I like how that's doing. Let's bump you over there. So we have a little more money. We are now going to change up how our army's going. You can select units in your army, and you can make it so that those units... Whoa, buddy. Do you want to calm down there? What are you doing? Basically, you can select units in your army, and you can change their equipment. And in changing their equipment, are you gonna... Okay. I kind of hope you guys can't hear that. My fan's doing something weird here. Actually, what if we just... Ow. That's not my fan. That's not good. I'll worry about that in a second. So, basically what you can do is you can edit your unit designs. So right now what we're going to do is we're going to edit my Rangers. My base. There we go. Now it stops. So I have a lot of glass steel. So we're going to go for a little bit more of a glass steel heavy kind of thing. I'm not a big fan of the shields, so I'm going to move past that. And since I don't have tier 2 armor yet, only tier 2 weapons, we're just going to outfit them with the best armor we can give them. And there. Production cost, 190 production for glass steel. So we apply. We hit apply. Now, if I go over here, you can see that I can retrofit these people and make it so that they do not have their old equipment, they have their new equipment. It's a nice little feature, and it really does help. I'm going to have to start probably making an end to the necrophage threat that I have. Hold on just a second. There we go. Hey everybody, I'm back. Okay. Sorry about that. I don't know what's going on with my computer. I'll have to take a look. I think something might be clamped just a little too tightly. So, what do I want to do here? You know, let's finish up our quest for our faction. Faction quest. Faction quest? Faction quest. Finishing up your faction quest can give you a bunch of stuff. So I got a new quest added. Get 8 population or more in one of your cities in the next 15 turns. I also got 10 Moonleaf for doing my faction quest, and visiting those ruins gave me another quest. So now, in a region that belongs to your empire, pacify at least one village of a minor's faction and eliminate them. All of my minor villages are pacified. Except for probably the minor villages down there. Which means we might have to get a little expandy. But that's okay. So I want to try and get to that 8... oh, that would be good. Let's do that. And that. So I want to try and get 8 food in one of these cities in the next 18 turns. Because that would give me a nice little bonus and would help me out a tremendous amount when it came to being alive. Or when it came to getting whatever bonus this gives me. This gives me 30 influence. 30 influence will be nice. The Master of Luxury thing, I am working on a little. It's a bit difficult. I have 1 of 2 done, but I don't really have very many luxuries laying around. Actually, I don't even know where the luxury resource I did expand to. There it is, the gold. Does that appear on this? Yeah, it does. That's not good. Because if it appears on that, that means I just don't actually have any more. So what we're going to have to do is we're going to have to start looking around. We're also going to wait a little bit so I can retrofit these guys. Once I can retrofit them, however, I will start making my way over to the people again. The necrophages, because I really do want them dead. So we're going to give this guy this staff here. And we're going to throw a little armor on him. And he's not a very cost-heavy creature. He doesn't use as much armor. He doesn't have as much attack, though, or defense, for that matter. He's actually very, very slow, very, very weak, but he does heal my people, which means he's very, very useful. Okay. That's all I can produce at this point in time, given how many resources I have. But that's fine. I don't need to be producing a lot of these. If we're going to fight the necrophages, this is more for just backup. We're going to put the 2 Dakari Rangers on backup, and they're going to just make sure that we don't get obliterated instantly. And actually, I might want to retrofit those guys, because I am a little scared of what's roaming around here. These roaming armies that are from places like this, the Sisters of Mercy, these ones are from the Justice Curs, they're usually a lot stronger than our units. The difference is that they cannot retrofit their units with better stuff. So, if I have my retrofitted Dakari Ranger and this Militiaman, even though he's a little Militiaman and not very powerful, I still should be able to kill these people. Siege Storage Sewer System, Empire Mint. Okay. We're not actually going to worry about the alchemical armor right now, mainly because we just don't have the strategetic resource production to worry about it. I told you guys I would be talking, actually, at the end of the first episode, I told you guys I would be talking about how to know what to research. That's a little bit complicated, especially depending on what you want. So, let's look at the research real quick, because I am talking about the alchemical armor, and it's fairly important. What you do with this depends on what you want. If you want better military, you look up here. You see the things that you want. So like meritocratic promotion, ooh, that hurt. Those effects are really good. +2 army unit slots on Empire, +2 garrison unit slots on Empire, +1 extra accessory slots on units. That's a massive buff. And actually, it'd be really good for us to get it. But, actually, there's no buts to that. I kind of want that. Anyway, that might not be what you want. Say you're playing the Roving Lands, I think they're called. They're the merchant group. They can't fight, so a lot of what you're going to do is going to be on this side, the economy and population stuff. And also on this side, the empire and expansion stuff. And a little bit on this side, the science and industry stuff. And the reason you're going to be doing all that is because you're not focused on military, you're focused on making money. For me, a military is going to be important because I do have to vie in the military war. Most people won't attack you if you're playing the Roving Lands. The reason for that being that you are usually peaceful. And because of your peacefulness, they have no need to attack you. I don't like that those Drakenlings are there. I should have kept base Dakaris. That was really dumb of me. Actually, we can change it up real quick. Not my heroes, my units. Dakari, new. Unit model Dakaris. We're going to make some cheap Dakaris. The reason we make cheap Dakaris is so that way we have something we can make if we run low on strategetics. So cheap Dakaris are going to do nothing but cost us production. The reason for that being, like I said, running low on strategetics, you need it. Cheap Dakari. So, I'm going to make a couple of cheap Dakaris here. Because this guy is looking like he may threaten a little. With his Drakenlings. Some of those are some pretty powerful Drakenlings. All have a lot of defense, not a lot of attack though. And that's kind of what I have to bank on, because my people are high attack, low defense. And since they're ranged, I kind of have to hope that I can kill them before they get to me. Yes, I will retrofit. The reason for retrofitting right now is that I need to. If they attack me, the retrofitting that I just did is going to... every little inch is going to count. And while I don't imagine they'll attack me, there's always that chance. And I don't want to take that chance. So the Borough Street is almost done here. Which will be nice. Where did I put that Borough Street? Put that Borough Street there? Ah, crap. I may not actually end up completing that achievement. Get 8 population in one of my cities in 9 turns. Not enough. So I'm going to have 7 turns to make this last population happen. I thought as much. Alright, Declaration of War. I don't have enough money to... do I have enough money to work out? Nah, because I don't have regular Dakaris in here. Any of these? No. I should have... Okay, so if you were a smarter player than I, you would have started moving units out to protect this place. They haven't started sieging it yet, but they will very soon. And actually, this turn, they should be attacking it. But that does, if they keep sieging it for one more turn, that will give me enough time to move my units over and try and stop them. Which right now is the most important part. So the way you get extra units into a fight is if those units are in the area in which the fight is taking place. Oh, God. So this is bad. How much movement do these guys have? 3? 1, 2, 3. Fuck. We're gonna have to move him over there. So we might be in a bad way right about now. Because they are going to be able to do some serious damage to us. But we have we can thank the fact that they can't move at all, really. And that's kind of what's saving us at this point. Is that they're slow beyond belief. But I don't think slow enough. There are chances that you can block an attack and take no damage from it. That's kind of what happened right there for both of those units. It's a very low chance, but it can happen. There are ways to increase that chance with certain pieces of equipment, none of which I have on these units right now, so I basically got lucky. I can stun them. There is a chance that you stun a target, that you can stun a target when you hit it with certain units, but most units do not have that ability. Actually, I kind of forgot that ogres did, because there's so few that it's really an ability you don't remember very much. Ooh, okay. This is bad, but it's not the worst. This has actually gone surprisingly well. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to try and pick them off one by one. They have a lot of health, but I think I can do it, because they're really focused on my ogre right now. And my ogre is going to take quite a bit of time to die. He's a very, very high defense unit. So if anybody's going to live, it is going to be him. And actually, what might end up saving me here is that I have these guys over here. Since they're far away, I can possibly... They can live and still be picking off enemies, which would be a blessing from the gods. Yeah, these are the pre-good Dakari Rangers, but that's actually good for them, because most of them are going to want those shields that they have. The weapons do actually change the look of your people. The armor doesn't, but the weapons do, which is kind of cool. I mean, the reason that the armor doesn't is because most of the time your armor basically covers up your entire person, so it makes sense that they don't. This confuses me. I think this is a bug. But there are times when units don't take damage at all, any. Another thing that I should very, very heavily mention is that if you don't win the fight within 6 rounds, it's over. Fight's over. It just, you know, it might as well have not happened. And that's a really important thing to know. And it kind of tripped me up a little bit the first few times. Because I didn't really understand it, and I still don't. It's a bit of an odd mechanic, but it is how the game works, and so it's just good to know. If fights always end in 6 rounds, that can be good, though. Especially if you're a defender. In this case, I wanted that fight to be over. They had me completely surrounded, and it was not looking like a good fight. Now I have the upper hand. I have more units. I have better units. And I have units that are in far more advantageous positions than their units were in. Or than their units are in. Before, my units were mostly surrounded and getting kind of destroyed. The fact that I didn't lose that Dakari Ranger is that bug. I assume it's a bug. It could be not, which would really confuse me. Is that bug working very, very well for me? But that's about the only reason that I'm doing as well in this fight as I am, is because I had those extra Dakari Rangers. Those Drakenlings are taking a while to go down, but I haven't lost any units yet this fight. So, I'm fairly certain that this is going to be a fight that I win. And that's kind of a good view of how combat is supposed to work. I'm running a little bit over my expected time. Whew. So I will wrap it up here and talk to you guys in a little bit, and I will get a bit more into the Wild Walker strategy. Like I said I would, even though I haven't, because I've been trying to explain more of the basics and a little bit more of the advanced basic strategy. Advanced general strategy. I love you all very much. Thank you. Hopefully Bronx will be back pretty soon. Maybe. We'll see. If you like the video, like it. Give it a thumbs up. It really helps. It lets me know that you care. And that's what I want. I want to know that you care. So please, give it a thumbs up. And subscribe. If you want to see more of this stuff, subscribing, liking the videos, and putting in the comments, hey, thanks, buddy, lets me know that you keep wanting them. And if you want to tell me that I'm an awful analytic person when it comes to this game, that's fine, I already know that. But tell me anyway, because it helps to cement the idea. Be nice about it, though. Don't be fuckers. Anyway, I love you all very much. I'll talk to you soon. Goodbye.